This is along my driveway. It's one of the first places you enter when you enter my back gate. And I have a side gate here with an arbor. And I'm gonna be planting around this sweet tea olive that I'm training up as a tree. I have Lemon Princess Spirea right here with 3 of those. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put all 3 in this bed, or I may put 2 over here and mirror 1 on this side. These get to about 18 to 24 inches tall and about equally wide, maybe slightly wider than tall. And then I have these Nepata here from Proven Winners. I believe these are Cat's Meow. And then these new Echinacea that I'm really excited about. This one is really cool. It's large flowers. You can kind of see in comparison to my hand how large the flowers are. They're kind of double petaled. And this one is called Sunshine Rainbow. It's a new Echinacea hybrid. Super excited about this. When I sent the pictures to my wife, she fell in love with it. So I got 2 of those. And then I have 4 of these. And these are called Sunseekers White Perfection. And again, these are double flowered as well. I've got 4 of these, and I'm going to determine how I'm going to lay these out in the beds. Now, I will say that a lot of these double echinaceas, these more frilly flowers from what their originals were, they don't tend to attract as many pollinators as the original species, because it does make the places for nectar a little bit harder to get to for the pollinators. But I have a lot of that kind of stuff, including a native coneflower in my yard. And so I think it's fine if you have some of these things in spots in your garden just for the sake of the beauty of it. Now I can see these flies are actually attracted to the nectar on this particular Echinacea. And I assume that's the way it's going to be for bees as well. But as long as you've got plenty of open asters, pollinating plants that your pollinators can get to, it's fine to have some of these that are a little bit more frilly, some of these new hybrid varieties that are out there, just to enjoy the beauty of it, for enjoying cut flowers and enjoying in the garden. So anyway, that's where we're at, and I'm gonna go ahead and start laying these out and deciding how I'm going to space these in this bed. So we had a pretty big rainstorm that just came up, so I had to stop, pause, and I'll continue this now that the rain has stopped. But I'm gonna be dealing with some wet dirt, some mud, but I want to go ahead and get these in the ground, and so they can start establishing their roots. And I really like the way this turned out. I've got the Lemon Princess Spirea here around the tea olive. I've put the Nepata here in front. I'm gonna kind of let that grow into one clump. Now I've also got the Sunseekers White Echinacea along the sides here. And I'm gonna put the Sunseekers Echinacea Rainbow on the other side of the fence. All right, so I'm really excited about how this turned out. We've got the Lemon Princess Spirea here, we've got the Nepata here, and the Sunseekers White Perfection Echinacea along the flanks, and then the Sunseekers Rainbow Echinacea on the other side of the fence. Yeah, so we've got the Sunseekers Rainbow here, and I've already got a lemon Nandina there from Southern Living. That's a lemon lime Nandina, and then I put in, I transplanted, it doesn't look much right now, but I transplanted one of our Nepatas. That's a Nepata cat's pajamas right there, so I'll let that fill in this area. But yeah, I've got those with dahlia and some iris, and got some gladiolas over here as well that we got from Dollar Tree last year. And yeah, I look forward to this developing. I think this is going to be a really pretty area for our gate as you enter that entrance.